Alright guys, we're back to some more Minecraft. Yeah, these guys, they're fucking annoying, and I don't like them, but I don't want to kill them, and these guys don't really do much to defend the bastards, so their population is kind of, as fast as it's growing, as soon as a zombie siege, it kind of diminishes pretty bloody quickly. But yeah, there's not much that I can do about that. I've been helped out in the comments lately. And apparently these zombie sieges will actually happen during the day, which makes no sense in my eyes, but each to their own. But in the last few episodes, I've noticed that I've neglected my old Optifine and Faithfulness, and as a result, I got Optifine reinstalled as well as the Faithful texture pack. Now I'm not quite sure if this texture pack is completely up to date. I know for sure that it isn't. But at least it's something. So we should have some blocks with some missing textures and stupid shit like that. For the most part, it should be okay. I'm not quite sure if there's any blocks that are new in 1.3, but if there are, they're probably going to be a bit screwed up. But yeah, this thing happened. That is now an addition to the world. I don't know. I kind of just get in my random fucking knob. Oh my Zoomy, I missed you so much. But yeah, I've been working on this. I don't know how long this took, but it's just kind of a random house that I wanted to build. And a long time ago, someone requested that I built a mansion. I guess that's my mini attempt at a mansion. I'd really like to give a fully fledged mansion a go at one stage, but I guess we can do our little grand tour of this thing. And it's pretty popular with the birds around here. They're kind of chill, and this guy's kind of like a philosopher. Yeah, Bruce. He's a good bloke, and he actually gives me emeralds for paper. But speaking of paper, my reed farm still isn't complete, and that's something I want to get done. I'm not quite sure if we'll get it done this episode, but I'll give you guys an update. The fucking Enderman's spazzing out in the distance. Give you guys an update on that thing and how it's going as of late. I haven't been doing too much work on it, but what I have been doing is loading up all my pumpkin supplies and also my lily pads so I can finish that thing off. But if you guys want to just, pause the video and tell me what you think, give me a rating out of 10. What do you think this house is? I guess it'll be relevant to the video title. I'm kind of like boxing myself in to call the video Desert Architecture or something. But yeah, if you guys want to give me your opinion on that little hut, little mud hut, whether you like it or not, or any ways I could improve it, that'd be awesome sauce. But I guess we better get out of this village because it's kind of toxic to my mental health. These guys just deafen me with the constant opening and closing of doors. And the longer I look at this massive humping hospital, the less I like it. So I'm not quite sure how long I'm going to be able to stand having that thing in the village. But there was also one thing I wanted to get done before we do leave the village entirely for today. And that's set up an entry-exit system. Now, what we've got here currently is a closed-off gateway with sand, and that's just not going to do. So what we're going to have to do this episode is turn that into a fully fledged fucking awesome thing of epicness, aka a thing that goes up and down and lets me walk through it when I want to. So that's something we will be getting done this episode, but I'm not quite sure what I want to prioritize. I could show you guys the reed farm, although I don't know if I've done a whole lot of it, a great deal, since the last time you guys saw it. Now, getting message on Steam gets really distracting. But yeah, I've added a couple of you guys on Steam. I want to actually clarify a few things up. Now, I did actually add a few people, but I've got to the point where what will happen is I'll AFK on my computer for a couple of hours. I'll come back and I'll have half a dozen messages that people have sent me and I haven't responded to. And it just gets a bit overwhelming, and I feel like a dickhead not being able to respond to all of them. Because a lot of the time people have actually logged out and stuff, and I feel like a massive douchebag. So I'm going to no longer accept friend requests on Steam from you guys. I feel like a douchebag, but at the same time, it's just very hard to manage. I'm just a dude playing games, alright? If you have any questions or anything, chuck them in a comment or a personal message or an inbox rather via YouTube, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I really want to keep in touch with you guys, but it's kind of, I don't know, it just feels like it'll get to the point where I'm adding you guys on fucking on MySpace, because that's what I'm doing these days. That's where all my time goes. But all outdated website, social media failures of a website aside, I really need to. What do I need? What do I need? I need to stop shitting out of my mouth. Also started replanting that thing. That wheat farm is just a pain in the asshole to actually just replant. And I think we might do an enchantment actually. Even though these boots aren't too close to dying, there's something that I never want to run out of, and I kind of need food. Speaking of running out of stuff, but luckily I've always got some damp nearby to chomp on. But yeah, I haven't actually posted a let's play in a while, guys, and I feel weird. It's maybe been 2 or 3 days, yet it feels like a week or a year. That's complete over exaggeration. But yeah, it just feels a bit dodgy when you get out of the swing of things, even if it is for that few days. And hopefully you guys are still enjoying this series, and yeah, the ongoing support is appreciated. I might check for some LPIs actually before the episode ends, but I won't guarantee that there will be one because they're generally not massively popular. Generally, the word of the day is the kind of thing that people pay the most attention to, which is fair enough. The prestigious word of the day sign. Now, I have a new level to work out, and I've heard 24 is the go. Now, I've got a theory with these bookshelves. Now, since we need 15 bookshelves to max out our level at 30, my estimate is that each bookshelf will add a maximum of 2 levels. So the theory is that since we had a 26 before, that we'd only need to take out one bookshelf, and we should. What the fuck? I remove a torch and I get a 30. Wait, whoa. That actually makes sense. I meant to put an extra one down. Never mind. So we should get 24 from this. 16, are you joking? Okay, just that theory just go right out the fucking window. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna get 24. What? This game seriously confuses the shit out of me. How do you go from 16 to 30? Unless it's like Click or something with Adam Sandler. What the fuck? I'm sorry, but profanities are just necessary, right? What's the actual... Okay, if I can get a 20, like anything from 24 to 26, I will take it. Now, I don't want to try 30, but it looks like that's all I'm gonna get. I don't like the inconsistency of this enchanting box. I really don't. And yeah, it's kind of annoying. So I'm gonna knock out one more torch, and I swear if it knocks me down to like 18, I'll be quite disappointed. Alright, this is just gonna be like Minesweeper. What one can we take out until it just goes absolutely shit sour? Seriously? Alright, that's my final frontier. Whatever this is, I'm gonna do. Level 30, hopefully you get feather falling. If not, I'll throw a bit of a tanty. And that's good. That's good. That is freaking amazing. That is my PG appreciation for feather falling. But anyway, we better stop stuffing around and actually get stuck into that actual mini project that we better get done. I've done most of my building off camera, so I'm kind of like worn out and I haven't even started the episode, which is really not the best thing to do. The thing is, though, if I'm building in an episode, the worst part about it is I can't really condense it into a short segment because it probably took me about 2 hours to build that house, no joke, tearing down and re-putting stuff down. But what we're going to be setting up here, we might actually fortune these ores if I get the chance. I forget so much shit, guys. I'm so sorry, but half the time when I suggest something, like if I have like an idea throughout the episode, I always forget. But what I'm looking for right now is some repeaters, Stutter Central. But obviously like lacking in the stick department, which is rare. I find myself missing the most common ingredients. I don't know if ingredients is the word of choice, but yeah, it's not fun. But yeah, guys, I've been focusing a little bit on non-Minecraft-ish videos as of late. I posted. Actually, no, wait. Before I get into anything, that rain needs to fucking die in a fire. Probably not going to be the most efficient way of getting rid of rain, but sleeping also does get rid of it quite well. But I figured this out, guys. I figured the splitting of a stack into 3, and it goes like this: you split it again, again, and again, bam, fucking bam. I don't know why I needed to do that. Repeaters, that's right. But that's for those who are wondering. That's how you get that done. Hopefully you learn a thing from that. But how we're going to be accessing this what do we call it? What are we going to call this thing? The bridge? Not a bridge. What the fuck? What is this word that I'm trying to think of? The gate? The uppy downy gateway? Is by sticky pistons, and evidently we're kind of lacking in the sticky piston department as of now. But luckily we have a beast slime farm and a shite ton of slime balls. But what I will do, guys, is make these sticky pistons and be right back. I swear to God, I never get the recipe right. Okay, so that took maybe 6 or 7 different attempts, but we did it. We finally did it. Now we're only going to need about 15 of these tops. Now that's completely overstated. 12 is definitely going to suffice, and I'll be a little bit disappointed if it isn't. But what we're going to be doing is just setting up a simple little gateway to get in and out of the village. A little system that will enable me to get out and in and out, and also disabling the village's ability of getting in and out. But what we're going to be doing is shoving some sticks into this crafting bench, making some fences, and utilizing those bad boys. And fences are good because mobs cannot jump over them, nor can I. But when we have the access of a piston elevator, block up and down the elevator, that is, we can kind of utilize it fairly. It kind of has the same purpose as a 2 block tall thing, but there really aren't, like, apart from doors, there's really not much else in the game that will enable you to do that. I don't know why I'm getting like all like full on hard on over a fence. But that's just what we're going to be using. Better start using these ender pearls. I'm actually running low, which is something I didn't anticipate. What was I talking about? Whilst I was trying to create a piston, but then I got distracted about splitting things in half. Alright, so whilst we figure out this redstone, we will discuss that topic. It's just come to me just now. But I have way too much shite in my inventory. But what we will need is some sandstone, and that's smooth sandstone. Well, actually, it's been growing on me. It's not literally growing on me. That'd be kind of fucked up. But it is actually, I'm actually liking the stuff. The different textures. I've been using the creeper ones, the smoother ones, and obviously the original ones, all in conjunction with one another to try and create a bit of differentiate. What? You know the word. I just know how to fucking say it. What was I even saying? A bit of variety in the old sandstone department. But this freaking shovel. It's like scumbag shovel. So you want to like remove 1 block. Just remove a whole chunk. Why? Alright, I'm going to log in and out. Because that is annoying as fuck. The one down... Oh, one of the downsides. Yet another downside of a beast shovel is the fact that for some reason digging blocks away too quickly will actually glitch the blocks, and they will appear to be invisible, and when in reality they're actually there. And what actually ends up happening is your game you can't see the block physically, but what ends up happening is you get stuck on it because, I don't know, it's some weird glitch, and hopefully they fix it in the future. But yeah, that's going to be our basic gateway. Now obviously we're going to need to power this shit. So the next decision is, where do we put the lever? Now I could be really crap and put it right there, but I'm not quite sure if that's going to suffice. I mean, I'm a big YouTube star. I need to think of ways to do stuff. Total sarcasm, Jesus. But one way I could probably do it is be real sneaky. No, I probably couldn't do it. I wish I was fucking better at redstone sometimes. But for now, I guess we can just be all shitty and play some just down on the floor here. Now I feel like a bit of a spastic and a bit undereducated for doing something like this, but it's just gonna have to do now. Obviously, we're gonna have to have it facing this way. So no, long ways. There we go. So what will happen? Bam goes down, bam goes up. So what's going to be a bit annoying here is the sand that we actually have to contest with here. So what I might do actually is clear out this little bit of area so we can get stuck into this thing. Okay guys, so you would have noticed that I placed these pistons down actually 2 blocks lower as opposed to just putting them right there. Now, I'm not going to lie, I kind of did that by accident, but now I'm kind of seeing like that will actually have some practical use. Now we're probably going to have to replace, I'm not quite sure if redstone will actually pass through a half slab, but I guess we can find that out right now by turning this thing on. And now I'm not quite sure if we can actually place a block and then redstone, but if we can't, we're going to have to replace this half slab, obviously, with a solid block. Now that's a bit of a shame. I kind of wish redstone would kind of pass through and actually act as a solid block. But, oh well, there's worse things in the world than that little issue. But alright, so attempt number 12 minus 10. I don't know why it took me so long to think of a fucking number. But yeah, we will now have our ability to power this redstone. Now, again, why I have this lower is so I can actually put some sandstone down here in the places where I will be having necessary redstone, and on top we'll obviously just have the sand. If I had it one higher, it'd kind of be a little bit awkward. Would kind of, I don't know if I just sounded like Jamie Oliver just then, but it would be a little bit strange to set up, and I'm not quite sure if there is a whole beneficial factor of me doing it like this, but hopefully it makes it a little bit easier. But obviously we're just going to set up the very simple redstone, nothing too complicated, but bam, and we just got to double check that we've hit all of our pistons just now, and obviously we haven't, so I feel like a bit of a spastic, but that's an easy fix. So yeah, this is just a really simple and innie and outie, but obviously since we have redstone like this, you can actually place sand on top of it, which is pretty cool. But the repeaters, I'm not too sure if we'll be able to do that, so that's why I wasn't too sure. But it looks like we can, so I guess that argument is invalid. But it is nice to have the redstone as a bit of a support system. But anyway, got to put all this sand back, make it all inconspicuous and shite. But I am considering putting sand here as opposed to the sandstone, because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, if I'm honest. Why do I get the feeling that redstone is just deleting those sand blocks? But this sound, music rather, every video, I swear to God, I turn it down less and less, and every time it just gets louder and louder. I don't know how that happens. I don't know. I must have like some habit of doing that. Now, what the actual fuck? What have I, oh my, what have I done? What the fuck have I, no, oh my, am I actually retarded? Well, no. Oh, alright, back to the drawing board. Now, for those who can't tell, I know a lot of you are probably peeing yourself a little bit about how fucking bad I am. But, what actually was happening is the sticky pistons were doing their job, but I failed to realize that, the characteristic of a sticky piston doesn't go through multiple blocks. So if I was wanting to have what I had then, I'd have to have something pushing it back down, which wasn't going to work. So what I'm thinking of doing to replace that, that little mishap, I guess you call it, is just to put fences here. I feel like such a fucking idiot. But I'm going to go ahead and replace the redstone and then do the correct amount of fenciness, because as you can tell, that'll work. That won't. So I'll be right back. Now this isn't actually as complicated to fix as I thought it would be initially. But all we have to do is, I feel like a spastic, but all we have to do is just place a block here, and that'll actually power the pistons up here, which it's a weird characteristic, but I'll take it. And I really wish there was a way to hide the texture of the sticky piston, but unfortunately then there isn't. But this thing should work like a charm. Yeah, that's the kind of look I was going for, and I really don't. I think that is so ugly, but it's just gonna have to do for now. If you guys know any way to kind of, make a more epic looking gate, then I'd be very happy with you. But we better do the word of the day. Word of the day can be retarded. Retarded, referring to myself, of course. Now, I'm at this dilemma here. Do I, or don't I, look for an LPI? What I might do, guys, I might check how long this video is. Don't want to make it too long. Want to go for the under 30-minute because I'm striving for shit these days. Shut up, cat. And I'll be right back, and I'll think of something else we can do if we've got a little bit of time. Okay guys, so I'm actually pretty happy with how I'm going with this video. I haven't gone over like 40 minutes without realizing it. But we do have a little bit of time up our sleeves, so we can afford to do something else. And what I did want to do is give you guys a little bit of progress updates on the mine and the reed farm. Now, what I might actually do is actually finish this reed farm off camera and show you guys at the end of the episode. Now, I might be eating my words in about, I don't know, 5 minutes time. Video time that is, but I'd like to get that thing finished. Now, fucking, how do I get out of this thing? Oh my god. I did, yep. God damn. I swear. I've sunk so many hours into the game, and the simplest stuff just lets me trip balls over and over. But there was a few things we need to get done. I obviously need to get some more harvested pumpkins. More pumpkins harvested. I don't know which way to put it. But that was a bit intense. Because yeah, pumpkins are actually in my world. I really need to set up a more efficient pumpkin farm. The one I've got at the moment it's nice and everything. It looks pretty and shit. And I recently did actually patch it up, so it should be working to it's 100% efficiency. Um, of the design's 100% efficiency, that is. So hopefully the harvest is a little bit more bountiful or fruitful or vegetable full, or however you want to fucking put it. But yeah, bulk producing pumpkins really is a task, and it's really tedious in my world at least. So what I wanted to do is make an upscaled pumpkin farm at some stage. Now I'm not quite sure if I want to just chuck an extra layer or two on top of the one I've got currently. I'm not quite sure if it'll look good or not. If I continue to elevate the tower, which is why I really haven't done so. But yeah, because just going back and forth, doing something else for 10 minutes, coming back to this thing, it just gets tedious as hell. So I really don't like using that thing. What I'd ideally like to set up is a pumpkin farm that I can use once every blue moon. Um, Looks like the seeds haven't even grown, but use it once every out of the random chance, and just have a shit ton of pumpkins. Because at the moment we're over 7 pumpkins. I mean that's piss in the wind. That is absolutely useless. I honestly get more pumpkins from my little pumpkin patch over here than I do from this thing. And the irony is that that thing probably took about 1% of the time to create. And that's what kind of annoys me. If I end up setting up farms, I want them to do work. And if I sink a lot of time into it, I expect to do a lot of work. Um, but apart from pumpkin farms, future farming I was planning on setting up in the future was to actually potentially tear down that mob trap. Either that or set up another one somewhere else. I'm not that mob trap's kind of iconic, kind of symbolic, kind of not either of the two. It's just kind of nostalgic, I suppose. It's been there since episode 6, I think. And I kind of don't want to tear down old buildings just to, have the memory live on. For those who've been watching since the beginning, you can see the world progressing. And I think it's actually really interesting to watch a Let's Play from start to end. And that's why I really like creating this, because I honestly, I'm entertained. It's weird to say, but I'm entertained myself. Just watching it progress. Obviously, I feel a bit awkward listening to myself talk every now and again. But at the same time, it's nice to see that what you put so many hours into actually takes shape. Um, Even if it is in a video game and a little strange. But I'm guessing a lot of you guys are here for the journey as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I'd feel a little bit weird if I was the only one watching this series. Not gonna lie. But we have an audience of epic subscribers, aka you. That's right. I'm talking to you. Um, Watching this shit, supporting this series, and that's honestly what keeps it going. For so strong, so strong. What is that? That's not even an accent. But why am I coming over here? I wanted to harvest some pumpkins, but I guess we can go over to our sanctuary and do the word of the day signs. But this episode isn't over yet. We'll just get this done, out of the way, and then we can keep progression onwards. But I will check the comment section for the last episode and actually see if there's any LPIs for my book. Now, if you want to chuck in an LPI into the comments, obviously you know the drill. Chuck in LPI double semicolon, the eyes in the smiley face, and then a topic. So, how big is your sock collection or anything like that? So, if you guys want to, post questions, or it could be build that fucking, well, that's my attempt at writing that. Build that fucking blaze farm. But yeah, if you guys want to suggest anything, I will go over check for last episode. But if you want to check something, have an input for this episode, feel free. If you don't feel like you have anything else to comment, and honestly, if you don't have anything constructive to say, like just tell me. Like, we'll ask you a question. What is your favorite game ever? If you don't know what to comment, that can be your question. But I'll go check these comments and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I went and checked the comment section for episode 76, and it was actually claimed by a new guy, newbie, but welcome, Asin7x. Now, let me know if that's what? Avenge Sevenfold username reference. I'm just putting it out there. Looks a little like it. But I actually came across some LPIs, so I'm fucking happy. But I will actually, what I might do, I don't want to chuck it in the book and be all copy of Etho, but I will go memorize that shit so we can talk about it. So I have about four LPIs that I've been reading. Now there isn't, to be fair, there wasn't a grand selection, but we'll walk and talk. Would be productive, even though it may fry my brain a little bit. But I want to give a special shout out to the X Scout 101. I feel like a dick because that's one of the guys that have been really trying to get in contact with me on Steam, and I feel like a dick. I can't add everyone. I'm just one person, but I do appreciate you guys trying to get in contact with me. But I do know, Scout, you've been watching this series for a long time, and I know I appreciate your eyeballs and your earballs. I hope you don't have balls in your ears, but watching this series for so long, and that goes out to all of you guys who've been keeping up to date with the series. Not even up to date, just been here for a while, and you tend to enjoy it. But I want to give a special mention to Sir Excalibur, who was very close to the word of the day, just missed out. But better luck next time. Obviously, we've got today's word of the day for a bit of a chance. But LPIs. Now, I came across one that kind of piqued my interest. Now, I got the request of creating a maze in the air, out of ice. Now, I kind of that's very creative. That's something I could probably do, but I think like I could potentially do. I don't know. I don't want to say like more useful things, but like I don't know, more practical builds I can get done in the world. And whilst I have those kind of things to do, I like to get those done. And a maze is probably something like I might even get that done at some stage, but I'll probably focus on like cocoa bean farms, working on the village and little roads around the place, side projects and stuff as I go along. But yeah, that's a definitely creative idea. And I'm not Mongoose Pro. I think you suggested that, and your sign forever resides in the first mega build, bro. It will always be there. You just don't have it next to your chest. I apologize. But before I get on to the next LPI, I want to thank you guys for the all the love I got on the last video. I got 52 likes, which is not that was really overly energetic. But on a serious note, that is like fucking all. I honestly like these last few Let's Play episodes. You guys have just been leaving amazing feedback, and I just want to thank you guys. Even though it is just a simple thing, and it's just fucking amazing to see. So I just want to give you guys a little verbal thank you. Um, but yeah, anyway, so this is my current status on the mine. Now, this is probably a solid hour and a half's work left to go on this thing, and I really want to knock this fucker over the head with pretty quickly. But these like glitches are really friggin' annoying me. I don't know about you guys, but any like little imperfection like that, I don't know, and I'm not quite sure if it'll actually reintroduce itself if I unload the chunk and reload it. Hopefully not, because they are kind of annoying. They honestly don't do much. We're gonna slimy. They honestly don't do a whole lot in terms of annoyance, but I don't know, it's just kind of just a mini aesthetical thing that I'd prefer not to have. It's actually really cool having this thing open because obviously, as you saw there, you just get to watch the slime spawn, and obviously when I clear the whole thing out, it'll actually be a bit more interesting because you've got a better scope to look, what was that, Kiwi has, a better scope, and you can actually see more of the landscape. Now, with this slime farm, I'll actually talk about this briefly. I'm actually planning on, not planning, but contemplating chucking multiple layers on this thing to give these guys more opportunities to spawn. Now I'm not quite sure if that'll actually increase the spawn rates, but if you guys can help me, what the fuck? Just open the book up. If you guys can help me out, if it's beneficial to put layers and layers up, let me know, because I could possibly work on the slime farm in the future. Not that it actually has like that much of a practical use, but I'm all for improving the efficiency of the bad boy. But anyway, that's probably enough on the slime farm and the giant pit. By the way, I've used about probably 10 stacks of TNT within this hole, as well as, I don't know, a fuck ton of pickaxes. It's retarded. But yeah, this is all legit and takes forever. Anyway, now what I might do before we go onto the reed farm is actually show you guys my statistics, and even if they're up to date, I don't even know if they are. It'll probably look a bit. Check your stats, my stats, eh? Give you guys a bit of a scope on my current progression. Now, this is way off. 9 days played is totally understated, and like it's sad but true. I've put way much good English, so much more time in this game than it records, and I really wish that it kind of saved your stats into the website, like your skin or this whatever server that's held on, as opposed to in the jar or wherever it's held. But for those who are interested, there are my stats. Pause the video at any time you feel like, and if you want to check them out in a Barramundi, what the fuck, in detail. But yeah, that's almost 100k blocks mined yet again. I think I've surpassed that multiple times actually, which again, sad but true. I spent a lot of time off camera in this world. Also in Tekkit, I've actually been doing a lot in that lately, which is another reason why I haven't been able to post. But anyway, as we walk and talk to our reed farm, what was that one other LPI idea I got? I better check actually, because I really want to actually emphasize the importance of these things. And if I remember your username, I'll give you a little mention. I can't. Here's the thing. I get requested for shoutouts, and honestly, if you request it, you're probably not gonna get it. But I don't know. I like shouting people out just if I feel like they've contributed. So, and obviously, like I forget a lot of people's names. So if I do forget to mention you, I apologize. But anyway, I will go look for an LPI, and then we can talk. Okay, so Godly Monkey, I think that's your name, has been requesting I do some more building in the mountains. As you can probably tell, this episode's been a bit more LPI talkies. We did get a bit done actually, which surprised me. I generally, if I have an episode where I have a lot of things to talk about, I generally don't get much done. But we've got that new house build. We've got our redstone awesome gate of shitness, and by the end of the episode, we shall have this reed farm completed. But that is the current state of it at the moment. Probably about 60% complete. And this thing is dense as hell, and this takes a really long time to do. I really don't want to understate how much time this takes, and patience. And what was I saying? His LPI, Godly Monkey, to build more in the mountains. So if you guys approve of that LPI, let me know. But before I wrap this episode up, guys, I'll probably work on this reed farm for a couple of hours, try and polish it off. But if not, I will give you guys a bit of an update. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching the video before I get to work on this thing. But obviously, I'll tell you that again a bit later. So I'll get to work on the reed farm, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Alright guys, so this is the last remaining part of the reed farm that needs to be completed. And I ran out of pumpkins just before, which is kind of shitty. But I obviously just went and harvested some, as you may have seen. And this is going to be the final part of the reed farm. And I'm so glad to see the arse end of this thing, because this has taken a long time. And I'll give you guys a quick little demo on what it's like to just motorboat yourself in reeds when we do finish it. But yeah, I've yet again failed my task of an under 30-minute episode, but hopefully some of you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, we're running out of time, which is unfortunate. I hate how fast these episodes feel like they go. But anyway, more episodes to come in the future, so not to worry. But yeah, overall, I wouldn't recommend building this reed farm. if you value your sanity, especially if you choose to use lily pads. They're probably the hardest part, in all honesty. Gathering these sons of bitches is really, really annoying and takes a lot of time. But if you're really committed and that's what you're into, like myself, um, go for it. But yeah, hopefully I get a lot of reeds out of this and inadvertently a lot of emeralds. Be kind of disappointed if I don't get a lot out of this thing, considering the amount of time I put into it. Nope. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed today's episode, as well as all the other things that we got done. My failed gate, and also the new house that has been built. If you like the look of that, if you don't enjoy it, you don't live there. But yeah, I think this reed farm's done as of now. Now, obviously, I can place like water source blocks like here to put an extra reed. No, that's probably a bad example, but like there are places like here, for example, where I could add in another one. But for the most part, I don't want to get too pedantic with the thing, cause yeah, I think this thing is fairly good as it is. But yeah, we're just gonna go run a brief motorboating session. I haven't done one of these in a while. We'll go to the real deep shit. But here we go. Okay, so that's a good way to get 4 stacks of reeds. I'm sure there's a lot more in the ground. But yeah, that's pretty fun. Beats the shit out of an auto harvester any day. But yeah, I got a bit of a view. We better end this episode on a nice sunset, be all cutesy. I haven't done that in a while, so I will join you guys in a moment to sign out. Normally we'd go to the mob trap if this was old school, but this is new school, so I'll be right back when it's night time, and then we can say goodbye from there. Okay guys, so here we are in the night time to show you guys what the reed farm looks like in the glorious night. And it's not that different actually. It looks pretty much the same as in the day, but it's a little more glowy. So I thought I'd show you guys that. But before we end the episode, I'll show you guys what the village looks like at night time. These little dickheads all trying to cram into the hospital. It's not even a hospital, but whatever. But anyway, guys, that was episode 77 of my Minecraft Let's Play, and I'm hopefully you enjoyed it. And hopefully my words coming out of my mouth are making sense. But anyway guys, I'd like to thank you for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys later for the next one.